Now we're going to put the hinges in and the control horns on the rudder. To do this, I need to have the tail fin and the rudder. I'm going to begin by marking on the rudder where the hinges should be and the control horn. There are two hinges shown on the plan and the control horn here. Now I can mark also on the fin where the hinges are, because I have to make slots on it as well. Here we have the markings on the rudder. There's I mark on the middle here where the slot is supposed to come, so we can do it properly. To position the middle here, I can use plywood, 3mm plywood. I put this plywood here on this hard plate and mark. I turn it around and do it from the other side as well, so I got the exact middle. There are really two lines here, but if you cut between them, you should be okay. Like this. Now I'm going to make slots for the hinges. They are included in the kit. There are CA glues, fluffy hinges made to be glued in with cyanoacrylate glue. There's a technique in using them, but it's very simple and easy. We begin by making a slot just with a hobby knife. It has to be sharp. We just begin by sliding them lightly along the line, and then just a little bit more, and when we've got about 1 millimeter or 2, we can start pushing the knife in. We have to push the knife into the fin and drag it back and then out. Again from this side. So when I've cut like this, the half of the hinge should fit down in. Later on, I will show how I glue it. The rudder is done exactly the same. Here's the middle line, center line, and just cut gently first. A few cuts. Try to get a straight cut down into the rudder, and then open it up. If the balsa is hard, it can be quite difficult, and this seems to be hard balsa. And you have to be careful not to cut yourself. Push it in from the other side. And push it all the way and out. Now we should have a slot that the hinge fits into. I'm going to do the other slots and then put the control horn on. Now the hinges are in place, and we can move the rudder sitting somewhat correctly, but I have to put the control horn on. The control horn is included, and this plate is used along with 2 little screws to hold it. But I have to begin by placing the horn exactly where it should be. And the magic here is to have the row of holes on the control horn in line with the turning point of the rudder. It's easy to just place it there and sight along the holes, and then we can mark where the screws are supposed to be, like this. There they are. The screws are 2 millimeters in diameter, and the holes in this control horn are just about that. These holes have to be a little bit larger. Usually I drill with 2.5 millimeters to get some wiggle room, and because this is so tight, I also drill through these holes. Just begin like this. Now I'm sure that the screws will fall down through the holes. I won't drill to that because this will hold them. Use an awl to start the holes. It's a very small awl that I've got, and then I drill through, and for that you have to have something hard underneath. 2.5 through the control surface. Now I can put the control horn in place and the screws. Like this, and this little thingy will now fasten on the other side. Because I drilled it a little bit too large, I have wiggle room to fit the screws exactly in the little holes in the plate. So now we just screw them in. Balsa is very soft and can't take a lot of compression, so don't screw more than just needed to hold. You really just have to see a little bit of compression and not much. Later on we can then use a file to get the ends of the screws away. If you've got a Dremel or yes, you can take these away. I've finished the little screws, and this is getting ready. I'm going to put these fluffy hinges into the control surface. They are glued with CA glue. To make it easy for the glue to get alongside the hinge, I take this drill and drill down into the slot. This will open up a channel into the slot that will allow the glue to penetrate. Just a little bit along the middle of the of a slot, both on the rudder and on the fin. Now I'm going to put the hinge in, but so that it is sure that it will not go anywhere that it shouldn't be going, I just put a pin through the middle of the hinge. Then I can put the hinge in place up to the pin. When the pin touches, I know that it's exactly in the right place. I've already put a pin in this one, so I can put it in place. Yeah. And now I can put the control surface on, and the hinges will not move. The pins make it certain that the hinges have not gone anywhere. They also do something else. They make a slight gap between the fin and the rudder to make the control surface move better. Now I'm going to use CA glue, thin CA glue, and I only need about 1 or 2 drops on either side. Just put a little, open it up and put a tiny drop. It's a good idea to have some tissue if any glue goes astray. And on this side, a couple of drops. Now we turn it the other way and do the same thing here. A couple of drops. There was a little too much glue, so I'll just wipe it away. And here, like this. Now I can take the pins off, and the control surface is now fastened to the fin and moves like it should. I've also put the hinges in the elevator without gluing, and I've also put a horn on it. Now we can take the instructions and mark that step number 44 is finished.